Welcome back everyone, I hope you all are lovely. Now today's video is going to be different from my past two. Instead of actually being like a skit, it's actually going to be a criticism video. And the guy that I'm actually criticizing, I'm actually a fan of and have been for a while, but that doesn't excuse him for these mistakes in his videos. So today I'm going to be criticizing H3H3. Now as a fan and a viewer, I've noticed that there's been a trend that not all of his videos are up to the same standard. So pretty much I'm just going to point out those reasons why that is. So let's get into it. Normally if you're hosting a podcast, you'd either research your guests and talk about aspects of their life, or you'd have prepared and engaging topics to talk about. Most research on the guest is very base level, and this is far too evident in the Shane Dawson podcast. In the podcast, Ethan brings up many of Shane's conspiracy video titles, but hasn't done much research beyond that.
Let's start with the mattress firm conspiracy, which gave me a total fucking giggle. Let me pull this up to give the audience a little reference point.
So crazy. Mattress firm.
Okay, so you're reporting. First of all, this resonated with me because I'm like, you're right. What's going on in mattress stores?
Yeah.
So here, let me just start by showing this clip from your video. Jesus is an alien.
Oh, that one to me doesn't even feel like a conspiracy.
And due to his lack of preparation, there's no actual follow-up questions or discussion points about these videos. Essentially, he's adding no value, and you could just go to Shane's channel and see a better version of what the podcast is doing. Another podcast where this is far too evident is the podcast with Jake Roper.
What does it mean that you are Vsauce 3? I still don't understand the whole Vsauce, like...
hierarchy?
Yeah, not even the hierarchy, just like the... What's going on there? What does it mean that you're a Vsauce? How are you guys all associated? How did you meet Michael?
With no follow-up questions or discussion points. Every topic from there is impromptu, and that can just be a recipe for disaster. Now don't get me wrong, impromptu can work in some of H3H3's videos, but it can also lead to moments like these.
It's great. Some refried beans up in there. Are you putting that into your urethra? Can you imagine if your urethra was wide enough to be able to like fit this in, how clean it would be?
Some people are into that.
Like, can you? Oh yeah, I've seen.
How do you call it when people shove thing up their urethra? Ian, I want you to pull up a video of sounding. I don't want to see it. I just want you to watch it. Yeah, the BME Pain Olympics.
That's it. Yes.
And well, for those of you who don't know, and I'll tell you, it's basically men disfiguring their genitals.
Yeah. She has the funnel in one girl's butt, and she's putting the eels into her butt, then takes them out, but you can see through, I'm going to use the scientific, the anus. You can see the eels moving, and then they shoot out into the other girl's mouth. She like chews them up and then like regurgitates them into the girl's mouth that had them in her butt.
Messed up.
It's unnecessary moments like these that are detracting from the whole podcast. And the clip I just showed wasn't just a couple minutes long. It was 8 minutes long, and the topic comes up numerous more times. And as these are trends and actually keep happening, here's another example from Bobby Lee's podcast.
There was a point when I was real proud of my penis, but as I've gotten older and fatter and my balls are droopier, like you get bigger so your dick looks smaller.
When Ethan's not asking base level questions, he's normally spreading misinformation and talking about topics he knows nothing about.
Like I heard a statistic that like the amount of energy used to farm bitcoins is now
not worth.
It's equivalent to like a whole country's power consumption. It's like 2% of the world's power consumption. Like we're just.
How is that gonna last?
I don't know, but they're just like wiping energy off the.
I mean, there's some things I didn't put in. There's like what is it, toxoplasma?
What's the deal with that? That's the one you get from cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one. There have been studies, nothing conclusive, which is why I didn't put it in. There have been studies that it might lead or might enable people who do have a tendency towards schizophrenia to just become schizophrenic.
Oh,
Not cool.
So there's things like that. Like it's always basically it's the parasite that most people have.
So, and for people who don't know, this is a parasite you get from cats that apparently 50% of Americans are infected with.
To add to these blatantly wrong stats, he's also making judgments on topics he knows nothing about.
But crypto mining is actually using like a substantial amount of electricity across the world. But like, what is the computing doing? Because they're like burning power, computing, crunching data on something.
Yeah.
So is it to something useful, or is it just burning energy to the void? It's like,
really?
why?
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, like just what are they doing? They're just it's literally just like burning power.
To top it off, in the podcast with Jake Roper, he actually makes a joke about Crohn's disease when he knows nothing about the disease.
There's people with like Crohn's disease, which is a terrible disease that I wouldn't wish on anyone. Everyone has it. It's an awful thing that I wouldn't wish on anyone. But
You think I haven't?
somehow,
It's like, wait.
no,
Where are you
no,
going?
I'm going somewhere. But you shit a lot.
Me?
No, I'm not saying you have Crohn's. People with Crohn's shit a lot. Do you get what I'm getting
Yeah,
at?
I get, actually.
So you can eat more and pay less.
I'm not saying jokes like these are all disrespectful, but the thing is that when you know nothing about a disease, you don't make a joke about it. To further reiterate, I don't actually think H3H3 is a bad channel, but I just think they're making some bad decisions when it comes to the podcast, and that they need to fix these trends. I'm hoping this video wasn't too ranty, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless, and I'll see you all next time.